Hi everyone, how are you all today on this lovely Sunday morning? So why I have decided to do this is because of all of the lower energies that are coming up for people, and I do sort of say, well, do your work and clear them, and a lot of people are like, well, how? So I have done videos going back 3-4 years ago, all through that time, and I had saved them onto the group, the Marajars Awakening group, saved them all there, put them in different topics, so you could go back and have a look and go over those when you needed to. Some of the videos I've put on my YouTube channel, but a lot of them was actually on this group. Now Facebook has decided to wipe them all out without telling me. Thank you. And which means that all the information that I'm going to give today, which was in different videos, has now gone. So I thought I would do one video explaining the whole lot. Okay, so it's going to be a lot easier for you to follow through and see, you know, what I'm talking about. And when I do say to you, you know, really do your healing, do your shadow work, do your clearing, you'll understand not only how to do it, but why you're doing it. Okay, so I'm going to go right back to the beginning and just take that what I am saying on here is my perspective of things. Okay, so if it's not yours, that's absolutely fine. Take what you feel comfortable with, take what you feel is right and what serves you. Okay, so let's get going. So to start off with, we are all spirit. Okay, so we're spirit having a human experience, and when we come into this life, we've already chosen. Okay, we've already chosen what type of life that we're going to have, what sex we're going to be, colour hair, colour eyes, what country we're going to be born into, and our parents, our brothers and sisters, if we have them, what type of, is it going to be a poor family, a rich family? Because obviously, depending on, what we choose, we're going to have different experiences within that. Okay. So we choose all of this. Okay. And we choose the experiences we're going to have within that lifetime. So you think, well, why do we do that? Why are we choosing some of these really horrible things in our lives that happen? Okay, so as a spirit, we are very high vibrational, and we come into a life to experience these different emotions, the lower emotions, as well as some of the higher ones. Because on a spirit, we're too high vibrational to experience those lower emotions. And this is what we come here for. So Earth is like a school, okay? So we come and we think, right, we're going to experience this. We're going to experience a lower emotion of that. We're going to try this one. We'll have lifetimes. We've been here many hundreds, thousands and thousands of lifetimes here to learn, to evolve. So we come in on that lower dimension, the third dimension, which is a very lower frequency that we would have held as we come in on the bottom of that third dimension. And we would have had lifetimes, all of us have. There's no good saying, oh no, I would never have had that, but we have all had lifetimes. Hi Chucky, she's here. Hi Inga, hi darling, hi Polly, nice to see you here. We've all had lifetimes where we have been quite probably horrible people, in fact quite nasty people, but we've only just, for the spirit, it's not bad, nasty. What it is, it's we're experiencing what it's like to have those experiences, those emotions around it. And the people that we would have affected having that horrible lifetime they would have decided to come in and have that meeting with you as that horrible person doing something horrible, because they want to experience what that's like, okay, having that horrible emotions, experiences. Hi, Kathleen. Nice to see you here. And if we didn't come here on this planet, on the lower vibrational planet, we wouldn't, as a spirit, have these, and we wouldn't be able to experience those. So that's what we do. We come here to experience. So we choose everything that we're going to come into this lifetime. And when I'll show you a sort of a diagram here, you probably can't see all of it. It's probably back to front as well. But what it is, we come here, this is our core template. We choose this core template here. Okay, this is where we, as a spirit, this is all our past lives here that we've had before. And then we're back into spirit world and we decide, okay, let's choose our next lifetime. Let's have a go at sort of choosing that, shall we? And that's where we pick what we're going to be like and who we're going to come in for. And then we sort of come in, we're born here. And then we sort of, these are all the different sort of our lifetime, all of our experiences. I've sort of marked, these are sort of probably the more profound sort of experiences through our life. And this is then, or when we pop back into spirit again, we leave this sort of life and we come back into the spirit world. So within, this is where the early years here, so between 5 and 7, this is like who we sort of like start to become. We start to get moulded into that real, we're sort of manipulated a lot of the time into what sort of life that we're going to have, and our thoughts, you know, by people that bring us up. Or schooling, okay, so that's sort of like how we're going to become. We can change, and a lot of us do, especially the ones that are sort of starting to wake up now. So as we move through life, we come to an experience on that lower experiences. These are just sort of the lower experiences that we're talking about. And if we don't see what's behind that experience, if we don't understand that actually what these experiences are, it's a lesson for our spirit to understand. And obviously when we come into the life, we get that amnesia, so we forget all that we've chosen to experience. We forget all of that, because if we remembered it, it's just going to be, well, it's going to be easy, isn't it? We're going to know what to expect and what we got to do. And, you know, there's no real learning. It's like cheating in an exam. So when we have these lower experiences, when we see that lesson within that experience, then we can quite easily sort of clear that and move on to another experience. But if we don't see that lesson, then we hold on to it, and we hold on to those lower emotions that those experiences bring. Lower emotions are very, very dense energy. So everything is energy, absolutely everything is energy, just vibrating on different frequency. And the lower emotions hold a very low frequency density. So those can get really stuck within the body. When they get stuck within the body, they go on to cause aches, pains, illness and disease. Dis-ease, that's what diseases are. They're a dis-ease of the body. And if we hold on to that experience we haven't learned and cleared that energy from, that is stuck within the body somewhere, okay? So it's absolutely fine if we don't learn, and we don't learn straight away. That's absolutely fine. Don't forget, we're just here having experiences, but we'll carry on, and we'll carry on through life, and we're holding on to the experience, the emotions of that previous experience, lower experience there, and we move on, and we may have another experience, lower experience. And it could be that what is happening is, because you didn't learn the first experience, you're given then another experience of the same type, the same type of experience you had before, for you to have chance to learn that again. Okay, so you have another chance. Okay, let's have it learn. But it can be a little bit more, it can be a bit bigger, to sort of say, hello, here's your experience again. You're going to sort of see this time. And obviously you're still carrying that lower energy from the time before. Now, if you don't see the lesson within the next time, that's absolutely fine, because you're going to get it again. But you're dragging with you all of those lower emotions with you, okay? As you're going through life, you're dragging all of that heavy lower energy within you. And we may have different sort of experiences, because we're not here mainly just to have one lower experience to learn from. We're going to have different types. But obviously, if you're not understanding the lessons behind these experiences, and you're carrying all that with you, they're building up, and this is when it becomes harder to be able to sort of see through this and to learn, because you're carrying too much sort of lower energy. And as I say, it's perfectly okay if we don't learn our lessons through these experiences, because eventually we'll come to the end, we'll pass over, we'll go back to spirit world, and we'll think, ooh, didn't learn all that, did we? There was this that happened and I didn't learn from that, and there was that happened and I didn't learn from that. Right, so my next life, I'm going to be some blah, 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 and I'm going to experience da, 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 and we'll have another go. And some of you will learn, but this is what it's all about, is learning those lessons, those lower experiences. This is also where karma comes in. Now, karma, people think karma is, somebody does something in their eyes which is bad. And they was, karma will get them, karma will get, pay them back, and hope karma gets them and all that sort of thing. And you're sort of missing the point of what karma is. Karma is that chance for you to learn the lesson. That's all it is. It's, okay, you didn't learn that lesson. Maybe you've done something that was, in a lot of people's eyes, wrong. You didn't see your lesson there. So it will come back, as I said before, it will come back, that lesson, but maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit more dense, a little bit more heavier for you to sort of see, try and wake you up to see that lesson. That's what karma is. It comes back around again, so you get that chance. Karma is nothing bad as such, and definitely on that spirit level, you will never sort of think, oh, this is a bad thing. It'll be, there's a chance again for him to learn that lesson there. So that's what karma is. Now, while we're on the subject of karma, this lifetime that we're in now, this is the end of karma. So spirit, if you are a spirit that is staying within and moving in the ascension, okay, so if you're a spirit that's decided, yes, I am going to ascend in this lifetime, this is the last time you will have karma to play out. Okay, if you are a spirit or a human spirit having a human body lifetime on some of the very low people playing out in this lifetime, so those characters that are around that are really nasty people in this lifetime, you will probably have decided, I still need to learn a lot of lessons, so when I reincarnate, I'm going to go back into a 3D reality. Disconnected there, but hopefully we'll be back again. Okay. Hopefully we're still there. Okay, so some of those lower spirit people, humans having that spirit, will decide to jump back. They won't ascend, they will jump back to have a lower experience because they want to go through the proper steps. Okay, they still haven't learned as a spirit to go through sort of certain lessons, and they still want to experience that. Most people that are on the planet at the moment will be ascending. Okay, so when we ascend, which we are going through now, which is a wonderful time. So if none of you understand what ascension is, we have been in a three-dimensional world. And we are now, the energies are rising up and we are moving now to those higher energies of 5D. So you're probably thinking, well, where's 4D? 4D is in between. It's the bridge, okay? So most of us are on that bridge going over to 5D. And the fifth dimensional energies are here. They are here with us. But maybe we're not that high yet, okay? Our vibrations aren't quite that high as yet. And that's what we need to do. We need to raise our vibrations as much as possible. We're having help, a lot of help from the solar storms, the solar flashes. That's really helping. And our cosmic friends. They're really helping, pushing through some of this wonderful energies to really sort of help us lift our energies up. So people come into our lives and we have these different lifetimes where we would class them as not good, okay, not good people or not good experiences. But each person is playing out their own roles, okay. There's no wrong in the eyes of spirit, if you like, because they're just having those experiences. So we must let and understand each person is having those experiences, even though you may think it's totally wrong. They're just having those experiences, and maybe they come into our lives to show that horrible experience because there's something we need to learn. And we've all decided, when we are in that core template, sorting out our core template before life, we decide with our spirit family who is going to come in, who's going to play what role in our life. Now, it may be sort of family, so they're always with us, sort of, you've always got that tie, that connection. Or it could be just somebody that comes in for a couple of minutes, okay, or months or a few years, or they can be there all the way through your life. But whoever they are, you have decided with them, made a contract that this is what's going to happen. They're going to come into your life and sometimes it's for both of you to experience, okay, something and learn from. So when you look at that this is all what life is all about, our lives is just about coming here to learn as a spirit, something bigger. It's a bit like playing a role, a character in a film or a play. Right, so ascension, this is what we're going to. We're raising up higher and higher our energies. These energies come through us, especially when we've been having, and I know a lot of people have been having a lot of ascension symptoms recently, and I do put up, you know, when these are coming in and sort of how you may be, how they may be affecting you, these particular energies coming in. And what they're really doing is they come through us. I mean, they will come through walls and everything. You can't keep them out. They will go through you, go through the body. Everything is energy. So it will go through you. And where that lower energy is stuck within the body, it's trying to push that all out. So when you get all these aches and pains that you may get out over your body, or those lower emotions are starting to come up and you really don't know why you're feeling like a particular way, but all of a sudden, you get these lower emotions coming up and aches and pains. And this is what the higher energy is doing, is trying to clear that all out. So the whole of our body will raise vibration to bring us up to for the ascension. Okay, so people have started to notice that they are being triggered. Now, we're always being triggered all through our lives. We'll have points, and like I say, these experiences come along. And when we get triggered, it's because there is still something like from a past experience that we've had that hasn't been cleared. So when something is brought into your awareness, it triggers you. So And as I said before, this will keep looping and looping until you've learnt that lesson, seen it, understood it, cleared it out, and that will stop that looping process. So when you are triggered, and we're going to use the lower emotion of anger, okay? So all the lower ones, all the lower emotions, anger, fear, guilt, shame, there's loads of them. You can understand what I mean by the lower emotions. So we'll take anger. So all of a sudden you feel really, really angry, okay? So you think, right, why? There's 5 W's that you need to ask yourself, okay? Why? Why do you feel angry? Ask yourself, and you're going to be totally honest, okay? Why do I feel angry? And wait for that answer to come back. Write that down. And there will be a time in your life that first triggered that anger. So what you need to do is ask, when did that first happen? When did I first have that anger? So it could be, I feel angry because I feel people aren't listening to me, okay? I'm really angry. People aren't listening to me. I'm trying to sort of put my point of view forward and they're not listening. So that's, when you say why, that could be like your answer. Why aren't people listening? So you haven't been heard, okay? So you think, right, when did that first happen in my life? So think back, when was I not listened to? And most of the things that come through our life experiences do come from childhood. So maybe it does go back there. Most of the time, as I say, it will go back to childhood. So when did that happen? Find that time it happened. Where was it? Where were you at that time? What was going on? What was, the situation? And who else was there? Because there'll always be someone else there, okay, that's triggered it. So you want why, when, where, what and who. Okay, the 5 W's. These are the 5 W's that you need to ask yourself to get and find out the core issue of this trigger, this lower emotion. When you found that, where that is, that core issue, don't attach your emotions to it again. Okay, don't attach to it, observe it. Just observe it as if you're watching that play, you're remembering that play that happened when you were, say, younger. And you see that situation. So don't, as I say, don't start reliving it. That's gone, that's in the past, that's already happened. You can't go back to that. So stop replaying that. Just observe, right, I found it. That's where it is. That's where it all starts from. So you're just acknowledging that core issue. You can't change it, as you can't go back and sort of re-say something, or so just understand you can't change it, but you can learn from it. And this is why we're here, to do that learning. So once you found it, learn from it. Okay, maybe it was that you didn't stand up for yourself. Okay, you didn't have that self-worth. You didn't feel you were worthy enough at that time to stand up for yourself and speak your truth. So just see that lesson within there. Okay, because whatever it is that you learn that lesson, it's going to make you a hell of a lot stronger. Okay, now this is the difficult bit for a lot of people, is to forgive. Forgive the person, doesn't matter what they did, forgive the person or people, because it may be more than one, and forgive yourself. Now, why you have to do this and forgive. Now, some people think, well, how can I forgive somebody that really done really awful things or really, really hurt me? you don't forget, you decided when you created your core template what you wanted to learn from this lifetime. And some of them may be very, very deep and very, very sort of painful. Because we knew this was the last time we were going to come in and really do that sort of spiritual learning on that human level. So some of us have had some pretty sort of like shitty times, okay? Because we need to really like see that, really learn it. The Spirit's going, yes, we really need to learn it this time. So remember that that person that's come in to do some really horrible things that you know, that you feel that's happened, you've decided in the spirit world, yeah, you're going to come in and you're going to play this and you're going to do that. So I can see that lesson quite clearly and learn from it and move on. So when you forgive, you're forgiving the person on the spirit level, okay? The spirit level. I'm not saying what they've done is right, okay, and that you're forgiving that, saying it's right what they did. You're not doing that at all. What you're forgiving is the person that came in to give you that experience. So you can let that go and you forgive yourself. Always forgive yourself, because you know, you feel, oh, why did I hang on to that? Why didn't I see that? Why didn't I learn? Why did I let myself get hurt for all those years? It's okay. It doesn't matter. Forgive yourself for holding on to that. That's fine. Let it go. There's no good holding on to it. What's that going to do? It's just going to create more lower energies, more disease, and more cycling going on. Loop, you know, doing that looping again. So forgive. Okay, so you've been triggered. You've found out who, where, why, when, where this has come from. You see what's happened. You see who the people are. You see where the lesson is for you. Then you forgive. Okay? Now you've got to put your heart into this, your full intention, okay, to when you say your forgiveness. And that you let that go. There's no good just saying the words and not really feeling and not understanding on that spirit level. Okay, so that's what you've got to understand. And when we understand why we are here, then it makes that easier to forgive properly and let that go and thank them. Like, you know, say thank you for coming in, for playing that part in my life so I could see that and understand and learn from that, make me stronger and move forward. Okay? Unfortunately, what we sort of do in life, we just hold on to all the anger, all the bitterness, all the hatred, all those lower emotions, and, you know, and for the person that's done something. And that's not doing you any good. You are not learning as a spirit. You're not raising your vibration. You are not going to, you will ascend if you've chosen that. But, and I should think most people that are watching this will do, so don't worry about that. But you're going to have an easier pathway, an easier journey as we do really sort of properly move into that fifth dimension. Because you've done a lot of your clearing, a lot of your understanding, and your spirit has learnt quite a lot on the way. Okay. When you have this understanding of what it is all about, why we are here, why we have been here many, many hundreds of thousands of times, you have that power within you to move forward. Okay? You're clearing that karma, you are raising your vibration, and you come out of that looping, okay? So where you're going round and round in circles, you know, round and round, doing the same old thing, never learning, never learning, and you will keep going round and round and round until you do. When you have learnt that lesson, done all your clearing, you will go up, you will move up, your vibration moves up. And then you will go around again and you'll come across other experiences. Like I said before, we go through life, we choose different points in our life where we're going to have those experiences. And each time you learn, you will raise up. So you're not circling as such anymore, but you're spiraling. As a spiral goes around, it also goes up. And that's what you're doing. So the more you do your lessons, the more you do your work, the more you do your clearing, the higher up you will go and your vibration will go. Okay, so you can see there why it's so important to do that. You will also have more love and understanding for other people, because you will see what the process is. You will understand what they're going through. They're having that spiritual experience of learning and understanding, but they could be caught within that circling, that looping, going round and round and round, and haven't seen yet. And that's for them to do their own work and understanding and clearing out. Okay. So have love and compassion for others that maybe are going through that, and have that understanding as well. We are all connected. We are all connected by the consciousness field. We're all fragments of God, source, higher energy, whatever you want to call it. We're all fragments of that greater source energy. We have just gone out there, been blasted out to have these experiences, and we start off on the very, very low basic form. So we could be sort of like gases in some, you know, in our first experiences, going out as some like gas or dust or rock. Then we go to plants, maybe like lower sort of animals, sort of insects or those sort of things. Then we'd be sort of come more into a spirit world, what's the word? Sentient being. And where we're sort of animals, okay? We have some sort of like learning and knowledge then. And then we raise up and we're going up and up these different dimensions. And then we sort of like, right, we're going to go into like human form, okay? And then, you know, the very sort of lower human forms, learning, and to sort of where we are now. So we've had many, many different lifetimes, experiencing many, many different things. But fundamentally, we are all parts of God source. That's what we are, and we are all connected. Doesn't matter what level of understanding or vibration that somebody else is on, we're still all connected. We are all one. So have that love and compassion for all. We are living on Gaia. The Earth is a very special planet. It is a school. Okay, it's a school, and it's a school. They call it the God planet, because really what we are, we're parts of, like I say, of God that's been pushed out there. And why we're being pushed out there is to do our remembrance of who we are. We all are gods. We are all parts of God. We are all gods in the making. That's what we are. So we come here to learn as that sort of fragment of God, to learn that compassion, that love, that understanding that we are all one. And this isn't I'm not doing the God bashing here, sort of like, because it's Sunday morning. This just is a complete understanding of what this all is about. So when you move those lower energies, you see them, you see your triggers, you release that lower energy, you're helping yourself. But not just yourself, because you're raising your vibration. When you raise your vibration, you are raising the vibration of all, okay? Literally all. So if we all do our work, that I say to you, do your work, do your clearing. If we all do that, when these triggers come along, don't just like brush them aside and ignore them. I feel better tomorrow. No, this has come up for a reason. Whatever you're triggered for, it's come up for a reason, and it's sort of like giving you a knock on the door, like, come on, we need to clear this out now. See it as a gift and not so much of a burden, okay? Because what it is, it's saying, look, it's here. I'm handing it to you on a plate. This is your trigger emotion. This is what it is. Now, you do the little bit of work and find out where it's come from. Clear it. Get rid of it. then you're raising that vibration of you. You're clearing that out of you. And then you won't get so many aches and pains and disease. The more you clear, and you're raising that vibration, but you're raising it for everybody. If we all did that, just think how much the energies within the world, the collective, how high that's going to be. The higher that becomes, the quicker we all move over into that fifth dimensional reality. Do you work? So some of you may have sort of like gone through this and you haven't sort of learned, and there's no judgment on that at all. Like I say, it's fine if you go through life and you don't learn any of the lessons that you come in, you know, in your core template where you thought, right, I'm going to do this, learn, and you don't. That's absolutely fine. Because we've done all that before. We've gone through lifetimes before where, with not having the understanding that we haven't learned anything. And then you pop out the other end and you come back and think, oh gosh, didn't do any of that, did I? I'm going to have to do it again. So all those many lifetimes, we've had times where we haven't learned anything. So when you say most of your life, say you're here now, and all of this you haven't learned from, and it's all building up, okay? So there's different experiences, and they're all building up because you haven't learned before from you know, earlier on, and they're all building up. So you've got a big mass of all of these lower energies now, and you're not really sort of sure. It could be a bit overwhelming for you. So if you are feeling like that and you do feel like you want some extra help, then please come and see Mark and myself. I mean, Mark, as most of you probably know, hypnotherapy is a wonderful therapy to have. It can really sort of get into that subconscious mind and really help you to readdress things and let go. Even if it's something like fears and phobias, they've come from a past life or an earlier life in this lifetime, where there's a lower energetic frequency that's giving you fears or phobias, okay? So hypnotherapy is fantastic for getting that. I had a fear of water, always had done. And Mark done some hypnotherapy on myself, and that was a past life. That's where it come from, and I'm absolutely fine and cleared of that now. So hypnotherapy is fantastic for clearing that sort of side. And then I do power retrieval and cord cutting, another way of letting go, returning your power back to you as well, that you've been drained out through cords being connected to you. Emotional energy clearing, another one. That's a very sort of like one for clearing all those like lower emotions. That is great because that helps to clear any ancestral lower emotions as well that they've held onto, any of your ancestors that have held onto. So that can really help clear them, clear yourself, and also clear future if any of your children, have children, and it may be passed down to them. And then I have the SAGE, which is sound and energy spirit healing as well, that is healing from those higher vibrations of my healing council that come in, and they show me how to heal that person for that particular reason that they're in. Okay, so that again, they're all healing and therapies on all of your full bodies, your mental, emotional, physical and spiritual bodies, okay, which is holistic, the whole of you. So, Inga, Adele, once we have ascended, where are our options to move to learn to do, think, if not Earth? Right, okay, great. So, when we ascend, we will go into a higher vibrational Earth, okay? And this is quite difficult because, especially if any of you that follow the work of Dolores Cannon, she talked about the ascension and that the world would split. It's not like you're going to have two Earths sort of thing. The vibration will be different. Okay, so when that time of the ascension comes, that we move into that vibration of 5D, which is a higher vibration, you create a different frequency. Okay, so the frequencies in 5D will be different. The third dimension and the fourth dimension will still be there. Now this is where it can get a bit complicated, but when you raise your vibration, you don't see those lower things, and those lower vibrations don't see you, because they're completely different. Okay, I suppose if you think about frequencies like radio waves, microwaves, electricity, those frequencies are there, but you don't see them because it's on that higher frequency. Okay, and when something vibrates very, very quickly, I suppose it's like the rotary on like a helicopter. You see those blades when it's still, and as it's sort of building up speed, you can still see them. As it spins faster and faster and faster, it becomes a blur, and you can't really sort of see those blades properly anymore. It's a bit like that. Okay, so yes, we are either going to be in that, you know, and have that journey in the fifth dimensional frequency, and there's still a lot of work to be done, you know, when we go into that sort of fifth dimension, because don't forget, we're going to be starting at the bottom of the fifth dimension, and so we need to work our way up that again to move on to a higher dimension. Okay, so there's still things that we're going to be doing. If we've decided before, so there's going to be people that will leave their human body in this sort of timeline before we ascend. They will have decided that already, because with our core template, we decide when, how and where we are going to leave it as well. Okay, that's already been programmed in to do that. So some people have decided, no, I'm going to leave this lifetime before the ascension. I'm not going to ascend in this body. I'm going to pass over. I'm going to leave this body, go back to spirit world, and do you know what? I'm going to meet them over in the fifth dimensional earth. Yes, you'll go in as a baby and start the process again. But this is the first time that in a human body we will get to that frequency of 5D, because that is the only other way that we could have done it, by passing over and then being on that higher sort of vibration in sort of spirit world. This is the first time that we will be able to hold a physical body and be in that higher vibration of 5D. Okay, so it's a massive time for humanity and what we're going through. We have never come this far before. We were very, very sort of close to it in Atlantean times. We got very, very close, but if it hadn't have been stopped, put it that way, we would have self-destructed ourselves. We became very sort of aware of certain things, certain technologies, say, but use them for the wrong, which is slightly happening now. But I think now where there's more people that are woken up. Back in the Atlantean times, you didn't have that knowing that there were so many people like you around the world. Okay, now through the technology that we have of the internet, we're connected very much with everyone all around the world, so we know what's going on. We know there's people like ourselves that understand all of this, that are raising our vibrations. Before we didn't, so we didn't have that sort of connection, and those vibrations weren't going up as high. Now we do, so we're in a great sort of situation now where this is going to happen. It will work, because like I said to you, Earth, Gaia, is a very important planet to the rest of the galaxy, the universes, and that. It's very, very important. Also, we may decide that once we we get into that sort of fifth dimension as that sort of spirit that we are. We may decide, actually, I've done with Earth. I've learned what I need to. I don't feel like I need to learn anymore. You may have had so many lifetimes, you've learned a lot in this Earth of the lower vibrations, and decide then, okay, I'm going to go to a different planet, a different galaxy, a different realm. I'm going to go and experience life there. Okay, we are all our galactic friends out there, those higher beings, Pleiadians, Arcturians. You may have heard of these different names of galactic beings out there, and many, many more. They are us in the future. That's who we are going forward in the future. So, and Inga, I know you understand that, and but that's what we're ascending to eventually, and we can connect with our future selves, because there is no such thing as time. It's not like, oh, they haven't been born yet, because they're there. There is no such thing as time. We create time in this human life to slow everything down, so we can come here to have those lower experiences on that lower vibration. Okay, so our past, our future, and our now is all happening now. Again, that's very difficult for some people to get their heads around, because we're so used to time, looking at the clock, you know, it's time to do this, time to do that. But actually everything is playing out now. So like I always say, I've got a pen here, so I always sort of say, like, well, that's us in the middle. This is now, our now moment here. This is our past. This is all the different lives we've had in the past. This is our future here, our future, all our future lives. So that's how we see time, as laid out like that, linear. Okay, when actually everything is happening now, in that now time. So we can connect, and that's how we can connect back into our past and do that clearing. How we can connect to our future selves and have contact with them as well. But that is another video, I'm sure. I think they're coming in now. They're coming in to say something. Hang on a minute. Okay. They are coming in now, those future selves, and they are coming in to know that you are not alone. They are around you and have been all through this lifetime. They see what you're doing and they know this is such a magnificent time for all. And not to be afraid. Do not be afraid. Anyone be afraid of what will come. This is all for the higher good, and everything will be just so. To remain in your heart space. They are with us, and call upon them. All of your higher spiritual family, your higher council, bring those in with you all the time. They are there. Just hold them in your heart. Feel them in your heart. Okay, so they just popped in to say hello and to know that you know you are very much loved, and what you are doing. You know, there was a long line of spirits that wanted to come here at this time to go through this ascension, to be part of this, because it's such a big thing. If you're here now, which you are because you're here listening to me, you were strong enough to go through this. So just know that you are so, so special and so, so loved by them all, because you are here doing such a fantastic job for all. Okay. Inga, perfect. Yes, do I recall? That info. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Kathleen. Thank you. Well, thank you all for coming. I'm just gonna. I've got my Keepers of the Light deck. I'm gonna pull you a card, all of you that are watching, or if you're watching in the future as well. So you may not be on here live, but if you watch or whenever you watch, this is meant for you as well. This card. So I'm just gonna ask for. If you do have any more questions about what I've shared, I know some of you would have heard me talk about a lot of this before. Some of it may be new, or the whole lot of it may be new to you, and a little bit, whoa, that's a lot. Just as I say, oh, okay, we just had a flyer that's just jumped out, so I should pick that up in a minute, see what that was for us. You may be new to all of this, and it's a little bit, whoa, that's a lot to take in. That's absolutely fine. Just take what you feel like you need to from this, and maybe again watch this again, so to take some more of this information in, or leave it a few days or a week and listen again. Don't worry if you don't agree with any of this. As I say, this is my perspective, so just sort of go with how you feel. All right. What card jumped out? Okay, we have the beautiful Hope. Hope, love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. Okay, so that's what we've got to do. We've just been talking about releasing all of those lower thoughts, lower emotions. Release all of those and choose the loving ones, okay? And there is hope. So what some of you that may be sort of feeling so down at the moment, really bogged down with all these lower energies and emotions, and especially what's going on in the world, you may feel that the heaviness of that. Just know there is hope. Just there is so much hope to come forward for us. So just hold on to that. So that was a lovely card to finish with. Okay, so like I say, if you have any questions or you need any extra help with healing, then please sort of get in contact with us. But thank you all for joining me today, for coming on. And I'll leave you to get on with your Sunday. Okay, so from my heart, with love. Bye-bye.